Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to show you an example of how you can use a free presentation AI tool called Tome in your classroom to help your students explore some of the ethical issues of using artificial intelligence in their future work environments. Educators are recognizing that AI is here to stay, and I would argue that one of our jobs as teachers is to encourage students to use AI tools in the classroom so that they can learn hands-on about their strengths and weaknesses. So, what is Tome? Tome is a free AI-powered presentation builder. The amazing thing about it is that it will create an entire presentation's text and images in a story-like way in less than 1 minute. I'd encourage you to use it. It's really a remarkable tool. It uses ChatGPT and DALL-E natively to generate the text and the images for your presentations. Now, before I show you how Tome works and how you can use it in your classroom to explore AI ethics, I think it's important to let you know that I'm not associated with this tool in any way. I'm not being paid to talk about them. I just genuinely find it a really useful tool. With that said, all I ask is that if any of my following tips help you, please click like on this video and send it to a friend so that we can all continue to learn and get better around this topic together. Before using Tome, I'd strongly argue that you need to embed its use within a learning design. So before we look at how Tome works, I'm going to quickly provide a quick learning design. I'm basing this example on a 1-hour class with 40 students to illustrate how I would use Tome in the classroom. I'm going to use my social work subject to provide context, but this plan and tool can be used by any subject discipline at undergraduate or postgraduate level. The aim of the teaching session is to get my students to start exploring the topic. What are the ethical issues involved in using AI in social work practice? At the start of the class, I would provide an outline of the session and the learning aims and objectives. I'd then split the students into small learning groups of 5 students per group. I'd then show them how to use Tome. As you'll see shortly, it's really super simple to use. At this point, I'd get one member of each group to create a free account and work with their groups to generate a presentation. I'd then get the students to locate academic sources to amend and enhance the presentation created by Tome. While students are undertaking this activity, I would move from group to group to encourage critical discussion and debate. With about 15 minutes left at the end of the teaching session, I'd get the students together to discuss in the larger group what they have learned about using an AI-powered tool to create a presentation and what ethical issues the presentation suggested may arise for them when using AI tools in their future careers. This example of a teaching design is created to not only encourage the practical use of an AI presentation tool, but also, based on Tome's outputs, to build learning through teamwork, critical discussion, and debate. I'm sure you can create a much more elaborate teaching design. If you do, I'd love to hear about it. So please do share your comments, your observations and your designs by using the comment section below. Okay, so let's have a detailed look at how Tome works. To access Tome, go to Tome and create a free account. Once you do that, go to the Create button on the top right of the screen. Then go to the bottom of the screen and type in the presentation you want to create. I want my students to discuss the ethical issues of using AI in social work practice. So I would encourage them in my introduction to collectively come up with a title and see what content Tome's AI generates. I would type a title like, How to Strike an Ethical Balance in Using AI in Social Work Practice. I'm quite curious to see what Tome produces. And it doesn't take long for it to begin creating the presentation, and it even creates a title for me. In this case, The Ethical Tightrope, Balancing AI and Social Work. It then quickly creates the slides in less than a minute. If I was creating a presentation, this would normally take me much longer. Looking at the slides, I'm not really keen on the style, so I can change the theme to a lighter one. This is how I would go about doing it. So the presentation's been created. Let's have a look. If I click on the second slide, you can see that Tome's AI engine has generated the following slides. Exploring. What is AI? Benefits of AI in social work practice. Risks of AI in social work practice. Ethical considerations. And striking an ethical balance. Let's look at each one of these slides and the content that's been generated. Remember that you can pause this video to read each slide in more detail if you want to, as I go through each one of them. Looking at the first slide, I find that the AI generated slide provides what I would argue is a balanced introduction. Looking at the second slide, what is AI? I think that this text provides a good description that could encourage students to start exploring these statements further. It definitely offers me a trigger for further discussion and debate with them. In looking at the benefits of AI in social work practice, the slide outlines that issues of efficiency, ability to analyse large amounts of data, reduce bias in decision making, and helping with record keeping amongst other things could benefit the social work process and task. This slide introduces some of the risks of AI in social work practice. It outlines the potential of bias in algorithms that could perpetuate existing biases and inequalities, flawed or incomplete data leading to wrong decision making, and how the client would feel interacting with machines rather than humans are all issues that I think are quite pertinent and do need to be addressed. Whilst brief, these two slides provide some really important points for my students to think about. The next slide looks at ethical considerations. I like how issues of client privacy, confidentiality, and transparency when it comes to ensuring clients know that AI is being used in their work are explored. I also like how there is a reference to the impact that using AI can have on the social worker and their ability to create a therapeutic relationship. The final AI-generated slide, striking an ethical balance, outlines what it thinks are important steps in the risks and benefits of using AI in social work. I think it nicely draws together the themes from the previous slides and provides some further food for thought for the students. From this demonstration you can see Tome not only provides useful text but good images too, and a baseline of information and concepts from which students can start to develop their ideas and learning whilst working together on the presentation in the classroom. Having gone through the presentation, you can see that Tome covers a good number of the points related to the ethics involved in using AI in social work practice at a reasonably good level. It also creates the presentation really quickly so that it can be used in class as a trigger for discussion and debate amongst the students and their groups. For students, you can see that an AI-powered tool like Tome provides a really good starting point for beginning a discussion. It helps because it prevents them from having to start with a blank screen and should encourage them to quickly start thinking and discussing the issues raised. An AI-powered tool like this can provide learning for students that can act as a good jumping-off point for further discovery, critical debate, reading and analysis. In using these tools, it's important to remember that as an educator, you must guide the learning and not leave the students to their own devices, but I'm sure you know that already. Finally, I want to acknowledge that my suggested techniques offered here are done so to encourage experimentation, debate and discussion within our community. I would love to hear your thoughts and ideas, so please do share them using the comment section below. We'll inevitably find that some approaches work better than others, and we should be open to adapting and adopting new techniques as we learn and grow together. Well, that's a wrap for today. I hope you found these techniques useful, helpful and stimulating. If you did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more educational content. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.